Okay, so let's talk about making a blog post to your WordPress blog. Most of these are set up the same way. Every once in a while, you'll see a few things that might look a little different on your version, but for the most part, this should give you a good idea. So you begin by going to your blog sign in, and a lot of times it may be your website address slash WP hyphen admin or something like that. You should have that available in your records. If not, if you're one of my clients, give me a call and I can send that stuff back over to you. So for me, let me go ahead and get signed in. And like anything else, you hope you remember all of your passwords properly. So now that we're in, we come to the home page, the dashboard. Okay, and this is the primary area for when you sign in. What I want you to do is go over to Posts and go to All Posts. And once that loads up, you can see a whole bunch of other things that you've already done. So what we're going to do today is actually add a new post. And there's a few things that you ought to do. When you get to this point, you want to make sure, obviously, you're in your editing tool for your blog. I like to go ahead and have your website or your blog open as you go, and then you'll see over here I've also got a Word document where I've already typed out the actual article. So once I get to this section, I've got a few things. Again, this is very much like a normal Word document. If you don't see this bottom row, usually it's right here, this toggle toolbar, which allows you to expand the options. I usually try to go to there by default. So before you start, if you'll have your article already typed out, now I don't need the title at this point, but I do want to copy and paste the content. And because I'm copying and pasting out of Word, every once in a while there'll be a few little glitches in the formatting. So you just want to make sure that you check for that before you launch your blog. But here I'm just going to copy and paste that on. And this is one of the most common things in Word is that it tends to add a couple of extra spaces for some reason. So I want to make sure I just clean that up a little bit. And you'll notice as we go through here, I've done a couple of things. I've added some bullet points where I can, and I'm going to show you how to add some other things that are just set apart from the normal content, just so it kind of breaks up all these paragraphs. It allows somebody to quickly scan the article and find out if they're interested. So again, right now all I'm doing is taking out a couple of extra spaces that are in there, and I should be just about finished here. Just want to clean this up again, the little things that happen when you import from another document. So now I've got this where I want it, and I like to find a couple of sentences in a blog post that I can actually highlight. So I may break it out of a preceding paragraph and just make it a single sentence. A couple of things. Highlight that sentence, make sure you boldface it, and then you should have a block quote. It's usually these two quotation marks. And when I do that, you'll see how it indented a little bit. You'll see it better when I go to the preview button in just a second. So here's another one that I've already kind of broken out. It may be a key phrase or a theme or maybe another header that I can actually use to stand out. And again, give people a visual break from just so much content. And so I've got that in there, this in there, this in there. One thing I definitely want to do often is to actually save my draft. So I'm going to do that right now. And so what have we done? We've uploaded the data or imported the data. We've checked for some formatting. I don't really like the way this is looking. So I'm going to try to center this here, align it in the center. And again, I think that may look just a little bit nicer on the page, a little bit more professional. This one's done pretty well already, but just in case, it tightens it up a little bit. Okay, so again, I'm going to hit Save Draft. And bullet points can sometimes be a complicated thing coming out of Word. If you want to erase or get rid of the bullet points, you can always come right back up in here and start your own bulleted list. But for now, that looks pretty good. I want to see what this thing looks like, so I'm going to hit my preview button. And so that kind of lays out on the page further well. When I did that block quote, those two quotation marks, this is kind of what it gave me. It gave me a little visual indentation with a nice little bar here. And I like that. Again, it allows this phrase or this statement to stand out just a little bit more. And again, as I look at the article, I've got I've got these breaks, I've got some bullet points in there, things like that that just really make it a little bit easier to digest. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to my editing. Why don't we go ahead and think about a title here? That's something we definitely want to watch. Now, the other thing you want to be aware of is your permalink, and that automatically populates. But let's do this. How about marketing with your story? Now, that may not make a lot of sense right now. I'm just at this point trying to give you some examples and what we can do here. Now, I need to change this. Since I altered the title here, I need to go in and edit this. And the way you do that is it's usually done with a hyphen. Marketing hyphen with hyphen your hyphen story. I'm going to hit OK. And I've got that, so I'm going to save my draft. And now, you know, if I wanted to, I could actually publish this right now and I'd be basically good to go. But there are a few things that I want to do to make this a little bit nicer. We've talked about inbound links. Inbound links are, crosslinks, which are really just links from this post here to either another website page or another blog post that I've done. So in this case, let's find some things that are logical. And here's a tip. Try not to put these crosslinks too high in the article, meaning in the first few paragraphs, because again, if Google is landing on your page and crawling down here to kind of see what the content and what the article is about, if it hits a link, it's going to jump to that link. And if I were to put this as my link, unfortunately, Google may never come back and read the rest of the article. So I do like to try to tuck these down here a little bit. So why don't we look at a couple of words here that might make sense. So I've got legal marketing, okay? So I'm going to highlight that, and I want to make that a cross link. And this little icon here is a link. It's like a chain. I'm going to click on that one time, okay? And that brings up this page. I got to link it to something though, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my website, and I know legal marketing under clients, I've got a page for attorneys. So I'm going to actually copy this entire URL. I'm just going to come back to my tool. I'm going to copy and paste it here. Notice the http:// is already there. If you just copy and paste, it should overwrite it, but you're going to always need to have that there. If you don't, it may not turn into an actual live link. And then here's something else you do. I always open this in a new window. The reason is if I'm reading this article and I click on that link, I want it to pop up another window, and then I had the option of closing that window and coming right back to the article where I was and continuing. If I don't click this open link in a new window, it's going to leave my blog page, go to this new page, and the reader may never come back here. So again, open the link in a new window or a new tab is a good way to go. So add link. And see what this did? This changed the color here and added a little underline that allows people to visually know that's a link. So that's one link to a website page. My rule of thumb is a minimum 2 to 1. I want 2 links to the website and 1 to the blog. So let's see, what else can I have in here? If I want, let's see. I'm just kind of looking down here at some other things to do. Your target audience. Okay, I know I've got a blog post about target audience. So if I go find that, give me just a second to let my internet kind of process. Come on. Okay, defining my target audience. There it is. So I'm going to open that up. Now what you want to do is you want to make sure you open that actual post, because that gives you the unique URL for that post, not just the main page for all your blogs. So I want that one to go here, and we said it was going to be target audience. So again, hit my link, paste it, and it's already got this check, so that's good. So now I've got one link into my website, one link into my blog. I'd like to have maybe another link into my website if I can. How about this one? Write articles. Okay, I've got a blog post over here that I had that's creating content. I just remember that's one of the blog posts that I wrote, so here we go. So I'm going to open that up, and again I want to copy the entire URL for that specific one. Come back here, hit my link there, and click. So now I've got 2 blog posts and 1 website page. Okay, still 2 to 1, 1 to 2. So for now, let's go ahead and leave that there. I want to come back up and save my draft. And then the next thing I want to look at will be my categories down here. I don't like to leave any blog post uncategorized. If I'm writing a post, I should be able to do something with it. So in this case, it's about content. It's about telling my story. It's about new clients. So I'm going to go communication, content creation, and I know this is also about, let's see, these are just some categories. If I want to add categories, I could do that right here. This is also, let's see, new client generation. Okay, so that's pretty good stuff. So I've got everything that I want to put here, and I'm just simply going to hit Save Draft. And while that's saving, this extra window I don't need open, so I'm going to collapse that one. Let's take a quick look and see what it looks like. So I just hit my preview button. And so now I'm back here. It's got my title in there. It's got the content, the nice page breaks, visual breaks. There's one link there. There's another link there. And another link there. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this one. So let's come back to my editor. Now, really at this point, I could choose to put in some new media, meaning a photo or a video. So I might put in a photo in a little while. But if I wanted to, I could actually hit publish right now. So let's take a break, and I'll come back and I'll show you how to optimize this post so it works better in Google.